Hi there, everybody. I want to walk you through this week's lesson on poetry, and it focuses on words. The tiny littlest element of writing is words. So, what are they all about? Aren't they just words that you pick? Well, there's a lot more to it. So, first of all, as you open up this document, you'll see that I talk about things we've learned already about poetry. What is poetry? What is prose? Just as a reminder, what I'm writing right here is prose. It's just information. Yes, it might have some musical quality to it, but for the most part, it's set into a structure and its function is to inform. Poetry has no particular structure. It informs, it is emotional, it is musical, and it is short, condensed. Okay, so we talk about that. I remind you of imagery a little bit, and now we get to this week's new thing, and it is about words. So there's three elements to look at a word, as I explain in here in more detail. One is, what does a word mean? Like the word spring. It has a very specific dictionary definition, but it also has suggestions and associations like growth, fertility, possibility, warmth, a lot of good things to it. So those are thoughts that kind of surround, ideas that surround a word. So a word has a dictionary meaning, that's denotation, the D's will help you, but it's the other suggested meanings, the connotation, is where a poet can get a lot of meaning out of one little word. So we talk about this a lot in here. There's a third element to a word, and that's its sound quality, its musical quality, and that's something we'll look at next week. So one thing I get you to do here is to look at product names, because those are tiny little poems. So I start off here with, just think about water. How many brands of bottled water there are. Rattle off some of them and put them in here. Okay, and now I get you to think about what's the thinking? Take three examples of the five or so you came up with and talk about them. What does that mean? Like crystal geyser, right? Why did they come up with that? So think about the denotation and the connotation. All right, I also add something here. Imagine that you were a really bad marketing person and you came up with a bad name for a bottle of water that probably wouldn't sell. What would it be? Okay, from there, I go to more products besides water. Like think about the names of perfume or cologne. Think about the names of shampoo and soap, the names of cereal, names of a car. So come up with those that are kind of interesting and talk about its connotation. What does the word get you to feel and to think about? Okay, so from there I go on to more things, and I then have you just, since we can't meet at a Safeway to go through the products, just look around your house, look around your kitchen, open up your refrigerator. What are some names of products that are kind of interesting? And then mention them a little bit, talk about them a bit. Okay, then I have you come up with, as a marketing agency, come up with the name for a vaccine that ends the coronavirus, something that's really catchy. What if a company said, we have this product of bugs to eat. Can you come up with a name that's catchy? And then just for a point of extra credit, come up with another product yourself and its name. Okay, then I take you to this. We've seen this before. I will shelter you in the curve of my body from all the harms of the dark. Well, what are some synonyms for some of these key words? Let me put this in a different way. Okay, so to make it a little clearer for you, I boxed these words for you to look at, like the word shelter. It has synonyms, protect and hold. What if it said, I will hold you in the arc of my torso from all the risks of the night? Would it be the same? Well, slow it down and look at these words. How is shelter any different than these other ones? What kind of associations and feelings might it have? So just think about it. What can you come up with? Just a little bit of a commentary down here on that. Okay, and then from there, let's apply all this to poems. So I felt at this point that I'd given you a good amount to do, and hopefully by now you get the idea of denotation and connotation. So I'm not giving you a lot of questions about poems. Instead, I thought, let me just have you read a bunch of really good poems here, and then write like one sentence reaction to each one of them, and then take one of them that you really like and write a little bit more about it, like in that range of words here. So these are great poems here. This one, so if you take each of these links, it'll take you to one. This one, I think you'll like if you have a dog that's barking too much during this coronavirus. The next one, these two go together. These are both about deer that have been hit by cars. Take a look at those. Next one, great one that I think you'll like, a famous one. It's a real simple one, but there's a lot going in. We Real Cool. Kind of the perspective of maybe somebody your age who thinks they've got it all figured out here. Next one here, Annabel Lee. I bet when you look at it, it'll sound kind of familiar. Edgar Allan Poe wrote this one here. And then the last one, or I think there's two of them here. Do I have another one? Yeah, I had one more in here. It must have gone away. Okay, I'm back. I found the link and put it back here. These two kind of go together. This is one that just shows the enthusiasm for poetry to the point where he devours the poems. And then this one here by Charles Bukowski, great little narrow poem that essentially says, you'll know if you want to be a writer if you do and feel these things. Great bit of writing here. Okay, so that should do it for now. For the poetry section, this is the first part of this week's work, and the others have to do with Sarah Dib, but I'll talk about that on another video.